your drink here, the next drink.
It's called a poolside, which is appropriate because right now, according to this thermometer, it is 90 degrees in Brooklyn. I'm in my home, and I don't do AC. Don't ask me why. I like to be natural, and
That's impressive.
Evie is here looking at me sideways.
Well, I'm sure he's sweating. He's definitely sweating.
Like, why? But just a little background for you guys, like a little superfluous. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, and when I was opening up the bar at Gladys, I was kind of fascinated when I realized that the history of sugarcane production in the U.S. is tied to Charleston and Barbados. When Barbadian planters ran out of room for their plantations, the first place they looked to was the Charleston area where my family comes from. I grew up eating sugarcane as a snack. And so, again, there's all kinds of ways I feel like I gravitate towards it. So just had to throw this in there. It's hot, it's 90 degrees, maybe it's 100 degrees in my apartment. You tell me.
I'm not thinking about it.
You won't say nothing. All right, cool. So the poolside is inspired by the Piña Colada, which is, that prototypical resort drink. And now Tiki drinks kind of take a lot of cues from this bridge between what I see as traditional island drinks, traditional cultural drinks, let's say rum and coconut, rum and pineapple, right? And then you have resorts coming in the 1890s and then 1920s that are catering to Americans and Europeans and coming up with some pretty basic mixtures. And then Don Beach takes cues from that to create like more culinary, more. That's me as soon as Tiki. So I want to go back to this idea of like the Piña Colada, which people think it's like the trash drink, and it's like, well, is it? I don't think so.
It's not. It's such a good drink.
If it's not
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, if you use some good stuff like Avuá, it's good. Okay, so I took that as an inspiration, and me personally, I'm not big on coconut cream. I don't like sweet stuff. There's no ice cream in my freezer. I don't ever have cookies, cakes, breads, and I haven't had a birthday cake in 10 years. Just give you some context for why I do this.
Sounds like we got to send you on.
Yeah, I just.
Piña Colada cake, poolside.
Well, I mean, I'm not a prized individual. I prefer cigars, but just to give you a sense of my palate. So I love bananas because they can kind of cover this range of like very sweet, depending on their ripeness, or they can kind of dry and dusty. And coconut can kind of do the same thing. So in the spirit of Tiki, it's like, well, let's investigate what these things are about here. So I'm going to start off with.
Can I give a timeout here, Shannon? One question. Can you talk about the prep of banana milk?
Yeah, super simple. You can puree equal parts fresh banana, and I prefer very ripe banana with a brown or even black skin in water. Strain out the solids, and then to that water you might add some cinnamon and clove. There's a more detailed recipe in my book, but the most basic recipe is just taking a very ripe banana, pureeing with water in the equal part ratio, and then strain out the solid.
Thank you.
So I'm going to do, no worries, half an ounce of banana milk. I cheated, I got mine from the store. And then I'm going to do a quarter of an ounce of the cinnamon syrup. So the cinnamon will back up those more savory kind of baked spice aromas that you get from a ripe banana. And then to that, I'm going back to the traditional banana pineapple element. 3/4 ounce of pineapple juice. So I don't know about you guys. Tiki sometimes suffers from this like so sweet reputation. And one of the things I had in mind at Gladys was like, well, I don't like sweet drinks, and I want people to really enjoy the spirits that are in these bottles. So every recipe I came up with was really focused on how do I capture the earthiness and the funkiness. Like ripe banana and cachaça. Come on, right? So how do I?
Yeah, I mean that's one of the notes we hear the most.
Yeah.
Plantain, banana, ripe banana.
How do I keep that intact and keep it tropical and fresh while keeping the sugar element, minimal? I don't think that has to be the main stage. There's a lot of drinks that do that already. So let's, try something else. All right, I gotta give a shout out to my boys at SOS Tiki in Atlanta, my hometown. Hope you guys are doing good. This one's for you.
Oh, I met those guys at the Hukilau.
Yes, they're hysterical. So I'm doing this the hard way. If you have a blender, which I don't have here in my living room bar, you come out better using that, but shaking is just fine. The recipe's in my book, as is the other one. So I'm going to top this off with a little extra banana milk.
It's really not right. I don't get to drink all these cocktails that I see made on this podcast that I'm doing.
I mean, did you not choose to be in another location, Pete?
I did. It's true.
Cool. So, I'm here sweating away in Brooklyn, so I don't know what to tell you.
So user error is basically what you're saying.
Look, I don't want to say you can't have it all, but sometimes you gotta pick. Sometimes you gotta pick. Okay, so the recipe in my book calls for some fresh grated lime. This weather for me is calling for some mint, just to bring a little freshness to it. But the whole intention is that you're getting some extra botanicals that come off from the pata. Now, you got your poolside.
Wow. Need that in my life.
Well,
I am by a pool.
I'm sitting by a pool.